Welcome to the Money in the Bank predictions. That's right, Money in the Bank's happening this weekend. This was the last one. We were there at Clash. Now we're on Money in the Bank. And there's a few changes since 3 weeks. It's hard to believe that things change so quickly in 3 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. Card's looking good. Let's get into it. I think it's a good card.
We'll start with Sammy Braun Breaker.
Yeah, it's going to be a cracking match.
They're building up Braun Breaker to be this monster that just spears everyone to death.
They see him as the next Roman Reigns, the next head of the company.
I think a good starting point would be the IC title right now. Just have a dominant.
Yeah,
do have kind of like a mini Gunter type of reign with it.
Yeah, I think he will hold it for quite a while, and I think he's going to beat Sammy. I think it'll be a good match. I think Sammy will give it all, but I also think that Sammy will lose because I think he'll be involved in the Bloodline story, so they need to remove him from the story for the Intercontinental Championship, so he can be involved.
And he's defended it a few times.
We need the honorary use back, I think.
Yeah, he's defended it a few times. He's going good, Sammy. But I think now is where you make the transition to a Braun could hold it for a bit, elevate it. And maybe eventually you get, if he does come back, Brock Lesnar, you could have a cool match between Braun and Brock Lesnar, which was going to be the match at Elimination Chamber. Kind of vibe. They were building up to with kind of like Dom and stuff that they were placed into have that match. Because I reckon that would be a cool match.
Yeah, that'd be a cracking match. So
to eventually have, but I reckon he goes on like Gunter reign, and you could do feuds like Braun versus the NXT back in May and continue it.
I think they do. Yeah, I think a feud with Dragunov will happen. I think a feud. It's quite a few feuds that could happen with him.
You can have Sheamus and Kaiser go after him eventually because they had beef with him because he got in the way of their kind of beef towards each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that. Sammy's losing, sadly. We like Sammy. But Braun is just the future and he's going to spear him to death. So
yes. Yeah.
and Braun is going to become an uber heel because Canada is not going to like that.
Rest in peace, Sammy.
And now we go on to Cody and the Kevin Owens, the KO show with Cody Rhodes versus, as CM Punk said, the cosplay tribal chief, the cosplay bloodline, some fake ass Usos, and now a werewolf on their team as well.
The CR KO show. That doesn't work. It's going to be a good match. It's a bit unclear which
three members of the bloodline are involved here, which aren't.
Yeah, a few people were saying it might become a four. I saw an awesome rumor to that I was watching Santi's app earlier. Shout out to him, and he was saying, "Here's something he thinks could happen: is all four of them are involved. It becomes a 4v4, and then the fourth member of Team Cody, after their feud, and he's got beef with the bloodline. Is Brock Lesnar returning to be Team Cody? What a team that would be!
Who knows? You know what I would also find funny, because none of them like this person, but I think it would be funny to have him involved in this. Jimmy Uso on the Good Guys team.
Yeah.
Where he has to work with Kevin that doesn't like him, Randy that doesn't like him.
Kevin's right, Jay, really.
I was saying we tell the Jay story with Jimmy and stuff.
Yeah. But I don't think that will happen though. It'd be funny if it did, but it's going to be a freeway. And I think it's going to be a DQ. I think it's going to be a disqualification. Whatever
member, the other member that's not involved.
Yeah, I reckon what's going to happen is they're going to go with the story of a certain werewolf can't make it to Money in the Bank because he's a bad boy and they won't let him in Toronto.
It's too
They'll,
dangerous.
they'll start the match. He'll come out. He'll spear everyone and it'll be a DQ. If they're clever and they do want, I don't want this to happen because I love Cody. If they're clever and they do want to go down the because of potentially the injury to The Rock, we don't know when that match is happening. So if they're going to go, they're thinking about going down the Summer Slam, Cody versus Solo, and then Roman comes out, which is the rumor. Then it would make sense if Solo pinned Cody in that match to set up that
For a
feud.
story perspective, if you want us to take this bloodline seriously, which it looks like they're trying to do with the fact that they've taken out Paul Heyman, you're trying to make them seem massive and the scary entity. They'll even take out an old man if they want to, you know. But this fully cement them as something we should take seriously. They need to win this match, which is why I'm predicting them to win this match. I don't want them to win because I like all the good guys, but for them to be cemented, they need to win this match, and that's what I'm predicting that they do.
What about a DQ?
Trying to make them.
What about a DQ? Interference by Paul Heyman spear to Solo Sikoa.
I'd be all for it. Don't think it's happening though, but I'll be all for that. But I think they need to win this, the bloodline.
Is there an outside chance Roman returns for Money in the Bank?
I would say it's an outside chance. He's definitely fit to do it. It's whether he wants to, and it might be too close to the death of his father at this point to make it now.
Yeah, it depends how they want to go through to SummerSlam. If they want,
I think more realistic. What could be a return for Money in the Bank is more realistically is Jimmy, who could end up helping later on as we get to a prediction later on, possibly.
Yeah, because with Roman, there's two ways they can go. They can go. He comes out at Money in the Bank, spears Solo, and then at SummerSlam, it's Solo versus Roman, or the Bloodline win that builds up Cody versus Solo, then Roman comes out and spears Solo.
It costs Solo the match.
Whatever happens, Solo's getting speared by Roman. It's just if it's going to be at Money in the Bank or SummerSlam.
But I think the return you might get first is Jimmy coming back first. And then he'll eventually probably run to his brother for help.
Yeah. Maybe it just becomes Bloodline Rules. Just come Bloodline Rules and they all turn up.
Mama Rhodes, Bloodline Rules. The Rock just shows up out of nowhere just in an arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Mama Rhodes. We saw the documentary today. Pretty good documentary.
It was very good. A very good documentary. Check it out, yeah.
I don't think it told us too much that we already didn't know, but it was good to see behind the scenes a bit.
Yeah.
Everything that they said pretty much was leaked anyway. In the background that, they were going with the Rock Roman very last minute. It was decided just before the Rumble.
Yeah.
But Triple H didn't make anything official because he wanted to see the reaction before.
And there was a reaction.
Take it. There was the We Want Cody movement. Works.
It was.
It was tough seeing Cody because Cody seemed very in that moment like he was thinking about that he might lose some of the fans with that decision by saying, which we did question at the time.
Maybe if we really start to push now that we want Roman on Twitter, Roman will come back.
It was quite
under
interesting
the-
to see that Cody was concerned, like we were at the time. Does he lose momentum and support
Mm.
because he's like, I want that belt, but not at WrestleMania. The most stupid line
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, that was weird.
So the most dumbest week ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now I know the Triple H made him win it because he didn't want to make Cody seem weak just before they pivoted. But it was still confusing to have him win, and then still very confusing.
Yeah. I still, because I thought they made that change because Seth's injury, but that wasn't the case.
They seem to have. They seem to be in no man's land when Punk got injured because they did reveal that the original WrestleMania Seth versus Punk was going to be it. So, congrats, Drew. You were champion for 5 minutes because Punk got injured.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had that belt or that win if Punk had an arm.
He would have cashed
You weren't even in the plans. You weren't even in the plans at that point.
He would have cashed it eventually, regardless, but he probably would have failed.
Speaking of cash in and championship, we'll now move on to Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins.
Yes.
I'm very surprised he's returned this quickly. I'm still going to say that.
Yeah, it's an odd one. Do you think he is injured from that? We've had the conversation before because no one expected Seth to be back this quickly. Do we think he got injured from that?
The rope and clash.
The rope at Clash.
I think he might be more than he's letting on. Hurt him a bit.
And they've called, similar to when Rhea got Ripley and they called Thingy back.
Becky, yeah.
Becky, both of them they can trust to come back and fill the void. So maybe it's similar again.
Hold it for like a few, because Becky just holding it till the next pay-per-view, and that could be Seth holding it till SummerSlam and then losing it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I think is going to happen. I think Seth's going to win.
Defend it on a few Raws and then lose it at.
I think interference from the Judgment Day costs Drew. Costs
Damian.
And
they've been hinting very much, especially in the last Monday, the rift between Finn and Damian with regards to Seth Rollins.
Yeah, because I think you have SummerSlam. I think you have Damian versus Finn.
They very much have to stare down.
And that'll build on. I think we're going to have a Bloodline War and a Judgment Day War, double duty at Survivor Series later in the year. I think.
We'll see if that comes to the pass. But I do think Finn Balor's costing Damian here because I thought of this the moment the stipulation said if he loses, he leaves the Judgment Day. I was like, you've added that now to the stakes here.
Yeah. And it's
especially when Finn's basically said last Monday, you've changed since you won that belt.
Yeah, I just can't see Damian going into SummerSlam as champion.
And it makes sense that Uber baby face at the moment.
We don't know. It's Money in the Bank. That could change it. But I've slightly changed my mind on that. Now Seth's back. I still think the same person's going to win, which we'll go on to. But I think he's going to cash in at a later point.
Hold it for a bit, keep it going.
Yeah. But now Seth is back. I can't see it. It's got to be a baby face.
Gunther at the time did want to beat Seth going. Remember they had the stare down just before Mania saying, I'm going to win this and I want to beat you.
Yeah. And
when you're 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, as I say, I still think the same person will win Money in the Bank, but I think that'll be later in the year he uses it.
Yep. Speaking of Money in the Bank, we'll now move on to the women.
Yeah. Very good match. It's going to be.
And this one we have no Dakota Kai. Did not win. A lot of people not too happy with Dakota Kai not winning that qualifier. But we have Zoe Stark instead.
Yep.
And poor Dakota took the pin in that match too. Just to rub salt into the wound of everyone that wanted.
As you keep saying, they're doing the Bailey on her.
Yep.
Bailey
got a good thing at the very end, so maybe.
Now Solo Sikoa's got his thing after his story after losing 40 matches in a row. So maybe that's what they're going to do next year.
Maybe Dakota Kai wins the Rumble next year. We never know. There is a chance.
Yeah, we don't know. But, yeah, it's hard. You can make account for quite a few people. A lot of people were on the Chelsea Green bandwagon. I find her annoying. I don't want her to win Money in the Bank.
She would be a great no, but if you want someone to have a story that they keep failing captions, it would be Chelsea Green. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And she her entire character revolves just.
You can make a story for every single person in this match to win Money in the Bank.
You got Io Sky, you got Lyra Valkyrie, you got Tiffany Stratton, Zoe Stark,
Let's go through
and Chelsea Green.
Let's go through them and see. Let's talk about their chances. So, Io Sky.
One up last year. Don't think she's going. You can't write her off, but I don't think she's going to win.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. You can't write her off unless they want to do like they done with CM Punk all the years back. But I can't see it.
Lyra, you can't write her off because they obviously have a bunch of fate in her because they put her straight in the Queen of the Ring final.
Let's wait on Lyra.
No, I'm just going to give my piece on Lyra right now. But the one thing against Lyra in this match is her current ongoing feud with Damage Control and Io Sky. Yeah. They may end up taking each other out of the equation here.
Yeah, definitely.
Naomi already done most things in this business. I don't think she really needs the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, she's especially at the moment when it's Bailey as champion. You can kind of see if she wants a chance, Bailey will just give her a chance. I don't think she needs to earn it.
And she has no real connections to Liv's side of things at the moment. Yeah.
Tiffany is definitely
one of the WWE knows that she's over with the crowd, knows that she's a gold mine when they want to do it. Maybe my problem is maybe not this year, but next year, because she seems to be going with a partnership with Nia Jax at the moment, and if Nia Jax wins, it would be kind of complicated.
I think she's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble.
Possibly. But that's what I'm saying. I think next year you push her, but at the moment, I don't think...
Yeah, I don't think she's going to win. I think she's going to win the Rumble.
You have Zoe Stark, good competitor. And don't think she's winning, but she's a really good competitor.
Yeah, can't say much more about that, but yeah. I can see it. She is... I think she would be a good Money in the Bank. But I think she's too in with the tag division.
Yeah.
She
seems to be Zoe seems to be in the story with Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville kind of in the background chatting in the ear of Zoe Stark.
Yeah, she's kind of in that battle for the tag titles, so I don't think it makes sense for her to win at the moment. Maybe in a year or so. I definitely think she'll win.
Come out and say for me, and you're not going to like this, Johnno. I am predicting Chelsea Green.
Okay. Well, I am predicting. I think you know the Bird Lady.
Yeah,
Lyra Valkyrie.
Kai saying Bird Lady. I could see it happening. They definitely trust her, and like I said before, I think they see her as the next Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm. I think I was watching that video earlier, and I think they're trying to build like the next horsewoman, and
Yeah.
I think as you say, she's going to be the Becky Lynch. I think Stratton's going to be up there. They're building this new Jade Cargill. They're building some really good women up at the moment, but I think the winner will be Lyra.
Could happen. I just think with Chelsea Green, she would make her entire character just revolving around just the briefcase and be this most obnoxious heel that keeps failing. She would just fail, and it would be perfect in line with her character, failing these cash-ins stupidly, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Be like a cat and mouse where Bailey just shows up, she has the briefcase, and just gets hit by a door or something.
Yeah. I definitely think she's winning. If she wins the briefcase, I don't think she's winning the title.
I'll have you know, the women have never failed a cash-in in the history of the Money in the Bank.
Unless Chelsea Green wins, she will fail.
No, but I'm saying there could be a first time for everything. If you want to do the first time for everything, Jono.
Yeah.
But so far, they've made it very clear every Money in the Bank that the women have had a 100% success rate of cashing in.
Yeah.
I think that brings us straight to the men's money. They don't have a 100% success rate. And then this one, you have Andrade, the speed champion. Big up the speed champion.
No chance he's winning.
Him, Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight, yeah. DM Hunk.
Spoiler. Andrade taking the pin.
There's no pin here.
There's not pin. He's getting knocked out.
You have DM Hunk.
Yeah.
You got Master Gable. And you got main event, Jey Uso.
Yeah.
I'm going to come out here and say there's 3 contenders for this.
Yeah, I agree.
Drew McIntyre, just because it's Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Even though I think he's going to get completely effed over, but it's going to be Drew McIntyre is a contender. You would have to say story-wise at the moment, Chad Gable is a contender.
Yeah.
And Jey Uso, because he's a goddamn poster child of this second event.
He's a poster child for the bloody company in the moment. They love him.
No, he's a poster child for Raw, but this event in general, he's literally on one of the posters holding the briefcase. Yeah. He's a goddamn poster child of Money in the Bank in this.
Yeah. And I said my piece on this already. I think eventually Jay's going to get back to this bloodline story. And I think it will be wasted so much of how good he's been as a single star and the face of Raw if he doesn't win that title. And that's why I'm saying he wins Money in the Bank. Because I think it'll be wasted. The whole point of the last, how long since he left Bloodline? 10 months, however long it's been.
I'm going to be perfectly honest here. I want Chad to win. Do I think Chad's going to win? No, I think the Howdies are going to show up and ruin his day again. That's just I think they're going to show up.
Yeah, I agree. I think Chad would be my second favourite, but I don't think that'll happen. I think Wyatt's.
I think one of the Wyatts are going to scare him off at some point during this match.
Yeah, and then a video will be delivered to
Michael Cole
to the desk. Yeah.
So I do think Jay. I do think this is the time to pull the trigger on Jay.
Yeah.
Much as personally, I back Chad Gable always. I do think this is the time where they're going to pull the trigger on Jay, because if you don't pull it here, when are you ever going to pull the trigger on him as main event Jay? So he kind of wasted this character.
Yeah.
In general. Exactly. But I will break down the other members. Andrade, no chance he's a stare.
I have. Like,
yeah,
I was stop talking.
You were talking. Although you were
you lagged a bit, so I didn't know. Yeah, I did hear. I saw one story that did look quite good. Like going into the Bloodline story, if he doesn't win, it was kind of like Roman comes back, they reunite the Bloodline. The whole match happens with The Rock and all that and that. Obviously not with the title, but then at the end of the story, it goes like it was meant to go. Like he was next in line. Roman makes Jay head of the table at the the new tribal chief. Like he was his right hand man and was meant to be the next at the end of the story with Bloodline Wars. They make him head of the table. I found that was a really interesting way to go.
Let's break down each member here before we end. Andrade, speed champion, brilliant speed champion, still the speed champion.
Yeah, he's not winning.
He's not winning. Yeah. He won't be interfered with though. He's just not winning.
He's going to be thrown into a table.
Mello, I think Mello's an interesting character because I think they're going to eventually push Mello to a thing, but I don't think it's here.
Mello's outsider. Mello's an outsider, and I wouldn't write him off because who would have said last year they were going to put it on Damien? Damien wasn't one of the favorites.
Everyone was cheering for LA
and
Knight last year.
And I think if they were going down an outsider again, it's Mello.
That's what I'm saying. You can't rule him out, but I just think it's maybe a bit too early to start pushing.
He's
Mello with this.
Yeah.
LA Knight.
I think his character would definitely fit.
Oh yeah.
The Money in the Bank briefcase. I think he'd be a brilliant Money in the Bank holder.
We go LA Knight
again. I think LA
good.
Knight.
He's a good.
Yeah, good. He was close last year.
He'll definitely be a crowd favorite for this. But Logan Paul's definitely showing up and costing him when he goes to fourth.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Drew McIntyre is definitely a contender just because he's Drew, and he's getting screwed by either CM Punk or AJ Lee. Just in general, one of them is stopping.
I could see a world where it's Drew, so it's kind of like he gets screwed over by the Money in the Bank briefcase twice, then he wins it to get that title.
But I just think he's failing to cash in. Punk won't let him cash in.
Yeah, exactly. I think, I don't think he wins it.
Because if he wins, he says
a lot of people saying
if he wins, he says he's cashing in that day,
same night. Yeah, and I just think that would be a waste of the briefcase if they on the same day it ever failed cash in.
What I'm saying, that's why I don't
just writes off the whole match, basically. No.
The Chad Gable is a contender just because of how great he's improved quite a bit on the mic the last few weeks to a month. Chad Gable has improved as a character extremely from the thank you person that was just lovable to this manipulative.
You can see him like going around with the Tweed brothers as well with the briefcase. You can see it.
And interestingly enough, between him and Jay, they fight each other on the Monday after Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Which one of them will have the briefcase?
Or is that a hint that both of them went?
It could be. We don't know.
Or is that a hint that both of them went? Yeah.
But I still have a feeling the Wyatts might cost Chad Gable and the opportunity here.
Yeah, I don't think they'll win it because I think he's got a feud with at SummerSlam with his old mate at Alpha Academy.
Now, Jay Uso is also an interesting thing. Though I don't think it's going to happen, he could get interfered by the Bloodline, who are also at this event.
Or he could get interfered by the Wyatts as well.
True, there was the whole thing. He was hiding under the ring to avoid the Wyatts the last on Raw.
That was funny. That was funny.
But yeah, it's an interesting one because, like I said, he could get interfered by the Bloodline, who are there and they do have a free member.
Wouldn't it be so good after Jimmy cost him so many title matches?
I'm saying you could have a returning
if Jimmy makes him win, it helps him win Money in the Bank.
It is possible here because the last Money in the Bank Jimmy and Jay did have a good moment of beating Roman and Solo. They could have.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think he's definitely in for a good shot here, considering they've literally made him the poster from the goddamn event with Yeet in the Bank on the briefcase
But
in the poster.
That could be a mislead. Like, is that too obvious now? I really hope he wins it. Yeah,
it could be too obvious. It could be too obvious, but like the fact that they've done that tells me he's definitely going to have a significant part to play in this.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's the prediction. See if you guys agree with us. Maybe you don't. Maybe you think other people are wrong.
With the Bloodline story, if he does hold it for a while, and with the Bloodline story, if he has to switch to SmackDown to be involved in the Bloodline story, does he eventually go for Cody?
I'm saying you could tell us there is a story there to tell. Because even if temporarily, if Seth wins it, he does also have a friendship with Seth now. So
yeah. So yeah.
Will be interesting, but that's the predictions. Hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe you agree with us, maybe you don't. Maybe you think someone else is winning. Maybe you think Sami is just the greatest Intercontinental Champion. Is just too good for bro. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe you think Seth is being held up by duct tape still and he's going to. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe Kevin Owens finally gets rid of the bloodline.
Yeah.
Maybe Johnno finally says no yeet at some point. Who knows?
Yeah.
We will see if we got any of these right after Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Also, coming soon, it's being edited in the process, a vlog of this.
Looking forward to that.
Soon should be good. See you next time. We'll see who holds this belt and who holds that belt.
Well,
that belt is not changing in your hands after this event.
You never know. He might get cashed in on. You never know.
You never know. But all we know for a fact is these two belts here are in jeopardy.
Never know. Carmelo Hayes might win and randomly come out as champion.
It's also interesting. Since Sami has won this, he's defended at every event.
Yeah. I do like Logan, but Sami's definitely a better mid-title champion than Logan.
Yeah, but hopefully it switches at SummerSlam, the US title, to Mr. LA Knight.
Yeah.
They always said with SummerSlam, everyone else was saying, no, it's going to be Clash or it's going to be Money in the Bank. It's like, no, it's SummerSlam, it's in Ohio, it just makes sense.
Yeah. Indeed.
We'll see you next time. Bye.